This podcast will help you turn your health and wellness experience into a soul-aligned business without second-guessing your worth or feeling lost outside the healthcare system. Welcome to Starting a Business Simplified. In this episode, I am going to talk to you about why burnout follows you from healthcare into your business if you don't address your purpose. The difference between a business to just make money and one rooted in your soul's mission. I'm Suzy Wraines, and this is Starting a Business Simplified podcast. This episode is so near and dear to my heart because we are talking about your why. Really, why are you leaving healthcare? Why do you want to start a business? So in this episode, I'm going to go over the story of my why. One of the reasons that I stepped away from healthcare to do my own business was for my own self-care. I was struggling, I was burning out, and I was having some mental and physical issues that was holding me back from really enjoying and being fully into the healthcare industry. And I believe that's a fact for a lot of healthcare workers right now. It's a key component, but it's not the only thing. That wasn't my why. My why really turned out to be that I wanted to serve other healthcare professionals who wanted to leave the system, replace their salary, and be comfortable and love what it is that they do in their purpose. I didn't come to that in the first month, 6 months, 9 months. It took me over a year to really identify what that purpose was for me. I want to get you there faster. One of the things that you can do to identify what your purpose is to sit down and really write out, journal, pen and paper. If you want to type it, you can. I'm a high component of pen and paper. Sit down and write out why. Why do you want to leave healthcare? I'm going to give you an example. My example. When I was ready to leave, I needed to control my environment. I was struggling with PTSD. I was a medic in the Army, and I spent a year in Iraq. And when I got back, I had a lot of issues that I did not address. Fast forward almost 15 years later, how many of you are in the healthcare industry right now who have 10 plus years? 15 years later, while I was working in veterinary medicine, because I transitioned from human to veterinary, I was having a really hard time at work. I wasn't able to focus. I was having triggers all the time. And I thought, I need to do my own business so that I can control my environment. That was not my why. That was a Band-Aid over a symptom, just like what we do in the healthcare system. We Band-Aid over and don't get to the root cause. Well, the root cause for me was my soul wanted to help other souls. My soul was calling me to support other healthcare professionals in opening up their own business with their own purpose. That wasn't to control my environment. It was a self-healing journey that I needed to go on. That's what happens when you become an entrepreneur. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is why I work with people one-on-one only together so that they have the support they need. That's what I needed. Step one is really stepping into your purpose. How are you serving people and what service are you providing? So step one is really, what am I here to do? And who is it for? So what is it that I'm giving people? So I give people my service, one-on-one coaching, so that they can create the foundation that they want for their business and walk them through the steps of that. That took a lot of soul searching, internal healing, digging deep, being uncomfortable, wanting to quit. And I'm going to tell you, one of the biggest reasons that healthcare professionals burn out when they start a business, they do it for the money. They do it to replace their salary. And you guys hear me say this all the time. I give you the essential 5 steps to replace your salary when you start a business. Yes, that's what you need to do strategically, logistically, to be able to survive in the world. And that's okay. But that should not be the purpose why. The purpose why needs to be stronger, needs to be rooted in something bigger than just replacing your salary. How that happens is you sit down and you write out, okay, why am I leaving healthcare? And for me, it was to control my environment. Okay, Why do I need to control my environment? That's the dig deeper. Okay, I'm going to go into, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about this. Why do I need to control my environment? Ooh, because I get triggered at work. I can't do my job. Why do you get triggered at work? Another one, digging deeper into my nervous system. And my nervous system was not happy about this. Uncomfortable because I saw horrible things in the war. And they were reflected in my job. Oh, ow. Right to the heart. Okay, let's keep going. As you ask why, and then why again, why are these reoccurring? Why do I keep having nightmares? Why do I keep getting triggered? Why do I keep having to avoid these things? Because I never really dealt with them. That underlying trauma that's buried in your nervous system that is actually programmed in there is going to rise to the surface when you sit down and you go deeper and deeper and deeper into your why. So I'm just going to say this is not going to be an easy surface level experience. That's why I'm around. That's why I do what I do. That is my purpose, is to walk alongside people who are digging into those deeper recesses of their soul, into their nervous system, pulling up all of that trauma that they've experienced in the healthcare industry and getting it all out so that they can move forward in confidence, in regulation, feeling good to do the thing that they came here to do. That's why I'm here. And that's step one. That's step one. So for those of you that are listening or watching this, I'm sorry. I'm apologizing because this was the journey I was on. And let me tell you, for those of you who do wound care, I'm going to give you this example. You got to scrape the wound. You've got to make it bleed. You have to dig in and make it painful in order for the healing to come to the surface. And all of you as medical professionals know this. It is not comfortable. But when you have the right people around you, you have a support system, you have people around you that are safe and willing to support you, hold space for you, listen to you, let you cry, let you go through what you need to go through, and then get up and move forward, you're going to be okay. So step one is a little bit challenging, and a lot of people will stop here. They will stop at step one and they won't move forward, and that is okay. That's okay. For those of you who go through step one and it's painful and it's horrible and everything, and you come out shining on the other side, give me step two. Okay, so I'm going to continue all the steps on the podcast, and I'm going to continue giving you different examples for the different steps and different things you can do for them. So today is step one. And the way to alleviate burnout is to give yourself the true purpose why you're doing it. On those bad days when you do not want to get out of bed and work your full shift and then come home and work on your business because you're tired and you're drained and it's been another one of those days, you can go into your why. You can go into your purpose, go, nope, I am stronger than this. And as I go through this, it will get better and better. And I'm going to be able to leave and replace my salary so that I can do the thing that I love, the thing that I'm called to do. So just know I'm cheering you on from the sidelines. Listen to the podcast. You can get all 5 steps, all of them up front. If you want, click on the link that's in the show notes and you can sign up to get all 5 steps right away if you want to go through all of them and not wait for every episode to come out. So feel free to click on that link and you can get the 5 steps. Let me give you a takeaway. For those of you who are ready, get out a pen and paper and start journaling until you get to that. There's no other reason why. Like the why, you've asked why 20 times. You've asked why 10 times. You've asked why 4 times. It doesn't matter how many times, but you got to the root of why it is that you're leaving healthcare. Why are you starting a business? What is that why? And how is it personal and emotional enough to you that it's going to get, you're going to come off of a 12-hour night shift and you're going to dive in and work on your business for hours, a couple of hours a day to be able to move forward, to be able to get out of that 12-hour shift. That's what the why is for. As I always say, and again, we're simplifying this down, keep it simple.